Second, let me say, again, going back to DxDOT's and the fool that put that document together.
Wait a minute. I just want to ask you, let me ask you this, Mr. Williamson, or Commissioner, because you do this frequently where you talk about people that way. When you're a governor's appointee, are you not a public servant any longer?
Yes, ma'am.
Then do you think it's appropriate to sit up there and talk about people the way you do?
I think it's appropriate to point out that people who make put together foolish documents.
You can talk about the document being foolish, but I don't think you should say the person's a fool. I know that the governor wants to run on transparency, and you're talking about these agreements too. But we don't ever get to see these agreements.
Well, they're on our website.
But some of these agreements that you've had, we don't know what the negotiations and things are. I know that when we were talking about 183 and that the CDA was coming in or possibly doing 183 on the east side and out in North Texas, the city couldn't talk to anybody. They couldn't be involved in those negotiations at all. They weren't supposed to know what was happening so that they could say, maybe we'd take that. And I thought that decision
proposals. And if someone has misled you into thinking this was part of an agreement negotiated, they just have misled you, Ms. Harper Brown.
They have under the CDA process, then these entities, these vendors can come forward and discuss these opportunities on building these private and
under any construction process allowed by law, whether it's CDA, design build, design blind bid, doesn't matter. Anything we build, vendors up until the time we issue a request for proposal can talk to your city, the RTC, our district engineer, our staff in Austin, or commissioner.
Well, that would be interesting because as I understand it, the vendors were told that they could not talk to the city of Irving.
Well, I can only speak for myself. And I can only tell you that I never said that. And I mean, that's nuts.
So then that takes me then, I guess, to the issue of the eliminating the Washington, once again, I guess, Washington, Austin. And the way you're saying that is that you haven't tried to prevent certain vendors or lobbyists or people from doing business in the state and haven't said that you were going to try to put people out of business because they didn't agree with you or with TxDOT. And you haven't said that TxDOT would never do any more business with them. And you haven't said that you haven't tried to penalize any of the cities or make phone calls. Have anybody at TxDOT that you know of made phone calls to try to eliminate the opportunity for these vendors to work in the state? And try to take business away from them that you know of?
Why do I smell a trap?
It's not. It's just a question. You've said you're not going to try to interfere in that kind of thing. You don't do that.
Well, we sort of segued from 183 in Irving, Texas to a broader series of questions, and I might just defer on my answer. Because I sense that you're headed in a direction that I really would not like to be on record discussing. I will say this.